Welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. This is your host, Tony. We are here today for our NXT TakeOver War Games, and I am joined by a few very special guests. First off, we got from BTW.
What's up, guys? I am Aaron Jones. I'm the Blackout. The rest of that stuff.
Can't forget the One Man Revolution. And then we've also got from DBW Wrestling.
Mr. Judgment, the Prophet of Purgatory, and Second Air and all that other stuff.
Okay, I introduced myself, the Demon of Fire, the Blaze, also known as AKA Anarchy Champion, DBW Anarchy Champion.
Very nice, guys. Well, first thing I want to touch on is the fact that there's one match taking place when they're in the venue tomorrow night that I was not too happy to see that they're not going to have actually on TakeOver. You're going to have to wait until next week to watch it on NXT. That being, they're going to have Johnny Gargano facing the UK champion.
Oh, you know why they would wait? Because that would steal the whole damn show. That's why.
Yeah.
It would.
That's a good point. But yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. I really wish it would have been on the TakeOver show instead of being recorded and then going up on NXT next Wednesday.
Definitely agree.
So do I.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, at least the UK guys are getting a little bit of a chance to shine, I suppose. So.
Yeah, they definitely need it.
That's very true. The first match I want to touch on for TakeOver War Games is one that was put together last week. Kind of random match put together, if you ask me. Lars Sullivan taking on Cassius Ohno.
I'm pretty sure it was a number one contender match because he said that Cassius Ohno was talking to William Regal, and he said if I beat Lars Sullivan, then I could get a number one contender shot. I think that's what he said.
Can you?
Could be. I didn't catch that part, but.
Well, I was watching it.
I think that Lars Sullivan is on a pretty good tear right now. He's definitely a bigger guy, but Cassius Ohno is definitely not no small fella. Good God, I mean, he hits anybody with that elbow, and he'll be cut down to size real quick. So,
yep.
I don't know. Lars Sullivan's done a lot of, big things lately. I think he's very good. But in my opinion, this is now the second time Cassius Ohno has been signed to NXT, and they're not using him to his potential.
Completely agree.
Maybe this will further, push him forward. I would like for him to win, but I feel like the guy they're going to push right now is Lars Sullivan, so I'm going to have to go with Lars.
I'd have to.
Yeah, I second Aaron.
I'm going Cassius Ohno. I disagree. I'm different.
Okay. Well, we've got one person going for Cassius Ohno because I definitely don't see that happening. I think Lars Sullivan's, like Aaron said, he's just on too much of a tear right now in NXT to get a loss here.
Tear as Cassius Ohno. He's a good guy. He's good.
He is. But. All right. And the next match that they've got is one quite interesting match, if you ask me. The Velveteen Dream, who has been trying to get his opponent to say his name and recognize him over the last several weeks, in one Aleister Black.
In my opinion, this is the best storyline in NXT today.
Oh.
It's caught my attention more than any of the other ones. It's two completely different characters with two completely different styles, but they're both able to draw your attention in so much. I don't know. Velveteen Dream he's went through a couple different characters. Obviously, he's Patrick Clark.
Right.
But he's definitely found himself with what he's doing now. But in this one, I'm going to give it to Aleister Black. It seemed like Velveteen Dream just kept getting the upper hand. So, like I said, I'm going to have to go with Aleister on this one.
I would have to agree with Aaron. I think I mean, Aleister Black, I think I don't know if he's on the cusp of getting a push, but he's definitely deserving of it. I think he has one of the best characters, best gimmicks in NXT right now. I love everything about his gimmick, as you can imagine. And I think he's fantastic in that ring. I mean, he's so technically sound. He's such a good striker. Um, and then you have this crazy Velveteen Dream who's just kind of playing mind games with him. And like Aaron said, it's a great storyline, and it'll be fun to see it culminate at War Games. So my money's on Aleister.
I totally agree with both of them because Aleister needs a push for the title. Honestly, seriously, he needs a push. He needs to face Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. They would have an awesome match.
I'd agree with that. That would be an interesting match to see. Aleister Black, I've also got winning this match. I don't see he's undefeated, and I don't see the Velveteen Dream being the one to actually end his undefeated streak in NXT. So
no.
Oh.
But they will put on probably a show-stealing match, in my opinion. So.
Yep,
I agree.
Definitely. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they start the show with that match instead of Ono and Sullivan, but I think that would be the best way to start the show.
I agree.
Well, I think it is now that the UK title match got moved.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowd's going to be hot because that'll probably be the UK title match will probably be the last thing they record before they go live. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why not go right into Black and Velveteen Dream?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and from there we've got the Fatal 4-Way match to crown the new women's champion off of Asuka's call-up to the main roster. We got the Mae Young Classic winner Kairi Sane taking on Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce.
Ember Moon needs to win this title. That's all. She needs to win.
I agree with you that she needs to win, and I would love for Ember Moon to win, but they just went from one Japanese women's champion to they've already pushed another Japanese female wrestler to the moon.
Yeah,
in Kairi Sane, letting her win the Mae Young Classic. Her little bits on NXT, to me, I wouldn't mind Peyton Royce winning it, but that's just because I think she's hot. But this one's a toss-up for me. It's either going to be Kairi Sane or Ember Moon, but I would prefer Ember Moon to win.
What I think, in my opinion, is I really, really like what you said. Ember Moon or Kairi Sane should win. Kairi Sane's the Mae Young Classic winner. Ember Moon's on a roll. But I would kind of eliminate Nikki Cross because she's not really, so to say, in the picture, really. She's not, fit in yet. But I think that Peyton Royce is going to win for, a sneaky win because the other person...
Billie Kay.
Yeah, Billie Kay might try to, interfere in some way and then, Peyton Royce win the title. But I really think that Kairi Sane or Ember Moon should win.
I agree with one point. I think Billie Kay will get involved because she's more than likely going to be out there at ringside with Peyton Royce. They're always together when you see them. So
attached at the hip.
Pretty much, yeah.
They are iconic.
But I would have to agree with Judgment. I think Ember Moon needs to win the title here. However, again, with what Aaron was saying, I actually think my pick is going to be Kairi Sane because I just think they're going to push her even further. And I think Ember Moon's probably going to end up getting called up to the main roster sooner rather than later.
That'd be good, too.
I don't know. Maybe Kairi Sane wins and then Ember Moon's announced as the 5th woman on the SmackDown team.
That's true.
Maybe they'll do a surprise. I actually hope that doesn't happen. I would rather Ember Moon stay in NXT for a little while longer and keep working with her character and get the women's championship. So.
Yeah, I thought for sure the first time actually that she faced Asuka that she was going to win the title, let alone thinking that she would have this last time. But
yeah,
that's another point. I don't think when it comes to Asuka, I don't think her undefeated streak's going to be ending anytime soon, though, either. So
Yeah.
No.
And, moving on from that, you've got the NXT World Title match, as that was kind of just thrown together over the last couple weeks randomly because it looked like it was going to be Adam Cole and Drew McIntyre, but instead they go in with Andrade Cien Almas getting the world title shot against Drew McIntyre.
Okay, so I'll be the first to say this. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Freaking Mexican freak.
Almost.
Cien. Just go there.
Okay. Almas really is in the title picture. He really deserves it, and he's really good. He defeated Johnny Gargano twice in a row. Well, one time technically, because his manager, so to say, interrupted one of the matches.
Oh.
But my pick would have to be Drew McIntyre because I think he should have a better reign or longer reign instead of like a short little reign because he deserves it too. So he should get a better push by him retaining.
I think Drew McIntyre is going to kill him.
Plain and simple to the point, huh?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre is going to definitely win, and I don't see it being really quick, but I see it being one of the shorter title matches that they've had in a while. Almas is very good. Like I've seen Almas live. He's fantastic. And the match he had with Johnny Gargano was obviously really, really good, which maybe helped with pushing him along to get the title. But I don't see him winning the title. If NXT had a mid-card championship, that's what he would hold. I don't see him being a world champion. I see him being something like a mid-card, NXT United States champion or whatever if they had it. You even look all the way back to when it was the Dusty Rhodes Classic where he turned on Cedric when he turned heel. I say his work's been great ever since then, but Drew McIntyre is fire right now. And I can see where, maybe they will eventually build to Adam Cole and, Drew McIntyre still. So I'm going McIntyre.
Yeah, I would say Drew McIntyre has been on fire for the most part ever since he first got fired from WWE. If you want to be honest, he hasn't lost a lot of matches, whether that be when he left and went to TNA or went overseas and wrestled everywhere else that he's been. So I guess you almost could say there's been nobody better in the ring than Drew McIntyre over the last couple of years, in my opinion, with the way that he's performed and the way he's changed his persona and everything that he does in the ring from what he did as Drew McIntyre at the end of his career first time around. Totally different guy.
Completely different. He's just so dominant right now. I mean, he's got, he's a big guy. I mean, that's the other thing, too. He just towers over his opponent, and I just think he's going to crush him. I really do.
Almas has gotten, with help from Selena Vega, has gotten the advantage over Drew McIntyre the last couple weeks on NXT, so I definitely don't see Drew dropping the title here.
Drew McIntyre has one of the most soundful finishers in my career. The sound of his kicks just kicks my heart. It kind of hurts me too. I feel the same pain that whoever's getting kicked in the mush. I feel the same pain.
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely the Claymore is a pretty impressive move.
Yeah.
So. I mean, especially when you add that in with the Future Shock DDT beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time.
I love that move. That is such an awesome DDT.
Mm-hmm. The way he does it is just beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful as a statue.
Yes. I definitely think eventually it will lead to, as Aaron pointed out and I mentioned earlier, I think it will lead to a Drew McIntyre Adam Cole match at some point. So I got Drew retaining here as well. So then we go into the War Games match. The 3 teams, this is going to be quite an interesting take on War Games compared to what I'm used to, and probably Judgment Day is used to from seeing back in the WCW days, and even Aaron. From what I heard, the way they're going to start it is one member of each team starting in the ring, and then after 5 minutes, I believe it was, they're going to release both members of one team from shark cages and let them inside the cage. And then 2 minutes later, the next team, and 2 minutes later, the last team will enter.
Now, did you guys that there's no top on the cage for this?
Yeah, I read that yesterday.
Okay.
Triple H
Dusty,
did that.
oh my God! Look, you guys don't realize Dusty Rhodes is my favorite wrestler of all time, and he is rolling over in his grave right now.
I agree.
Like,
Very much so.
why change the rules of such an iconic match?
Yep.
I would agree.
But I digress. I have seen a War Games live. It is great. It wasn't WCW War Games, but an indie fed around here. War Games is a really fun match to watch. I don't know about the rule changes this year, but in my opinion, if they're going to do the smart thing, the Undisputed Era is going to have to win. They're wanting to keep them an incredibly dominant group. I don't know. You could say, there's going to be the odd thing where Roderick Strong turns on everybody else and helps them. I don't care how they win.
Yeah, that's
It's going to be the Undisputed Era are going to have to win if they want to keep the power going and they want to keep Adam Cole and Drew McIntyre maybe eventually and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish being strong in the tag division. At the rate they're going, if they're changing all these other things, they might as well throw the tag belts up in there too and say if Undisputed Era wins, then Red Dragon wins. And if, Roddy and Authors of Pain win, I'm like, they're going to change everything else up. I think they might as well just throw the tag belts in there too to make it more interesting.
Yeah, I second Aaron. I think that definitely Undisputed Era is going to win this. They definitely have the ball rolling with their momentum, and I think that they have to keep them going to keep them to be, to get them established as the next dominant faction in NXT, and then who knows where to lead. Once those guys get moved up, whenever that may be. But yeah, I do think Roderick Strong is going to turn and join. I think it's almost inevitable. I just feel it. So, yeah, Undisputed Era is going to win it.
This is actually one of the most hardest choices I've ever had to make in probably ever. So
Ever.
Yeah, ever. So you can already tell that Authors of Pain is going to be thrown out. So it can either be Sanity or Undisputed Era. That is a good point that Roderick Strong could turn and then join the faction. But I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see Roderick Strong being in a faction. I like the way he is. He's a good guy. He's a better singles competitor than in a faction or a tag team. So my bet is probably going to be Sanity. Sanity's going to retain.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it'd be one of those two teams that'll win, either Undisputed Era or Sanity. I don't think AOP and Roddy have any chance of winning, honestly. I got to go with Aaron and Judgment on this one. I think Roddy's definitely turning on AOP and will be joining Undisputed Era. I mean, what sense would it make otherwise for him not to? They got these other three guys from Ring of Honor together. Why not have Roddy, who's also from Ring of Honor, join the group? So
I say, and just throwing this out there, if you guys didn't know, me and Bobby Fish are best friends. I say we were at an indie show together. He gave me a piece of chewing gum. We're obviously best friends, so I got a chance. I got to cheer for my best friend. So.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I would just.
What?
Uh-oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm taking this over. Welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. My name is Tony. We're here with my good friends, Mr. Judgment and Blaze. Well, that's obviously the end of our predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I know that we're still live. I don't know how to end this.
Okay.
Oh, Tony is
Sorry
back.
about that. I hit the wrong
Ladies and
button.
gentlemen, we're back with Tiger Talks Wrestling.
Aaron did a great
My
job
bad.
in your stead. It's just fantastic. Just picked it up just like that.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Man, if you're ever sick and you need somebody to take over, bro, I got this.
wasn't even a question. He just bam picked it up.
I appreciate that very much. Sorry. Hit the wrong button there and everything went bye-bye for a second.
You know, and that's why I'm the general manager. So.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, as I was saying, I definitely agree with Roddy going in. The way his character, the way he's been used lately, it just doesn't seem like there's any other choice but to have him turn and join the Undisputed Era.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else he can do. He's had his world title shots, and he's failed against Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre. So
I just think Roger Strong's of course an amazing wrestler in the ring. That's no question. But I think his character and his gimmick is I don't want to say dull, but it's dull right now. And I think if he joins the Undisputed Era, that takes care of all that.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. There's strength in numbers, and one of the rumors was that part of the reason that the Undisputed Era was first formed, it was because of the size of Drew McIntyre. They wanted somebody to be with Adam Cole in the first place to potentially take the title. So,
yep.
Why not add another? You guys think there's going to be any surprises to take place at TakeOver War Games?
Vicky Guerrero returns and wins the women's championship. That's a bold prediction, ladies and gentlemen. That is bold.
That is bold. Wow.
It's about as bold as Zach Daniels' hairline.
I was going to say mine. Damn.
I was going to say you too, but,
he might
stop myself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be a straight-up event. I think there's a lot of talent in the ring that's going to be showcased tomorrow, that's for sure. And I don't think any surprises will come in and take away from any of that. I think it's a great card. It's definitely hyped up, and it's going to be a great NXT event. I think NXT is definitely, if you want to watch something that's not watered down, and a watered down product as WWE right now is, I mean, it's almost to a disgusting level, then NXT is exactly what you need.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think that TakeOver will be better in some aspects than Survivor Series. Don't get me wrong. I think Survivor Series is going to be an awesome event this year compared to what it has been.
I can go with that. Survivor Series, I don't want to say they haven't been that great recently, but they really haven't. And this one's looking pretty decent. I do have to say I'm very interested in the elimination match and the title matches. I think, and just the Raw versus SmackDown that they have going on right now. I think it's good. It's good. They did well with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they build into it pretty good, even though some people would complain that they've changed a couple titles.
Yeah.
See, but they kept people on their feet, man. You're expecting one thing, and then what they did is the second you think you know what they're doing, guess what? They changed it on you.
Yeah.
It was almost one of those things that don't, just because we say this is what's happening, don't expect that to happen.
Yep.
Because so many people think, oh, they done made the graphics for the matches and a poster with so-and-so on it. They'll change that so quick. Like,
oh, yeah.
Well, I think part of it is if you look back at the last pay-per-view they had with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt being sick and having to be pulled last minute, and the reaction that they got for the matches that they replaced it with, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and then having Kurt Angle join the Shield, they figure, well, let's do it. Let's continue with that and see what we can do from there. See what the crowd reaction is for that.
I mean, you guys do
nothing against Jinder Mahal.
Ratings, so
that's like nothing against Jinder Mahal, but somebody like AJ Styles is completely